And the big discussion was obviously the topic that I put out there last week, which was what future banger would you like to see on the racetrack? What car would you like to see in the future as a banger? And I think the best one was the Toyota Prius.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. That quote from Michael Wright was fantastic. Prius bangers means less. I can't say that word properly, which is a good thing. No tank or steam tank to mess about with, and no noise, so it won't mean stadiums shutting due to morons that buy a house and next door and complain. So
24-hour meetings from next year, then, yeah, or in a few years' time,
no
just
curfews,
go for it.
No curfews, no tracks closing. It's perfect, really, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds good actually. Yeah, and there's plenty of them about as well.
Yeah, so get less of that crap off our road.
Well, yeah, I mean, drive around London, every car is pretty much a Prius now. It's a cabbie, so yeah, I'll be glad to see the back of it.
And of course, there's a few other little suggestions that I've made as well. The K12 Micro, is that a possibility for micro bangers, you think? Obviously following on from the K11 Bubble Micro.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think they'll be good, hard little cars, and they're really quick as well. So yeah, I think they'll be quite a popular choice.
Yeah, we've not seen many of them. We've not seen many of the K12 Micros on banger tracks, really, I don't think. No. So maybe one day we might see them, unless we get a different car as a popular choice for the micro bangers. I mean, who knows, really?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I mean, I was going to say, I think there has been one or two raced at some racetracks of the K12 type, so who knows? Could be the one to be in the future. But another one that got put on the list was I think it's Dacia Sandero. Has anyone had a look at one of those?
Dacia Sandero, yeah, James May's favourite car. Anyone watches Top Gear.
Captain Slow himself.
We might even see him on the track one day, then, if the Dacia Sandero took to the track.
Yes, definitely. Anything's possible with the old Top Gear crew, yes.
What about suggestions for unlimited bangers? Anything for unlimiteds? Any ideas? I think that's a tough one to decide on, really.
That is a tough one. Sorry, Andy, were you going to go?
I was just going to say, Michael Wright actually put up the Chrysler 300C for unlimiteds, and looking at the picture he put up, I reckon that'd be a very cool car.
Yeah, I would have a look, actually, quickly. But yeah, that's quite a big car, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a big car. And yeah, that'd be some good cars, actually, for unlimiteds. Two that have popped into my mind are BMW M5s. Obviously, some of the more later models, I think they'll be quite good. And as well, Audi A5s. I think they'll be quite good unlimited bangers, right size, quite hard. So yeah, I think they'll be good for unlimited.
Did you like my suggestion for that electric van banger? The Royal Mail one that was recently revealed for big vans. No, that's to me, that's my favourite.
I reckon that Spike would have been quite happy driving one of those around. I could see him with him all in the
It's weird because it's a big van, but it's sort of like a coach/library van thing. It's quite a weird shape. So it's the perfect van banger, apart from the fact it's electric. Apart from that, it's a very nice shape, which I would like to see in van banger racing. So it's quite unfortunate it's electric. Another one is the Hyundai i10? Is it the one that was raced at Wimbledon a few years ago and featured in the YouTube video?
Yes, one was raced at Wimbledon a few years ago. I think a film crew or television crew actually built the car and raced it. Yeah.
Yeah, they. I think it might have been Cecil that helped build that, but yeah, that was didn't do very well, did it, on that one?
No, I think it's done a few laps at a post and it broke.
Sam Cash said Nissan Juke, such a cool looking car. Not really. I'd totally disagree there. I don't think so. But the Chrysler 300C, my God, that looks like a cool banger. It really does. I'm not too keen on these modern cars, but I'd certainly go for that.
Another one might be worth looking at is the Rolls-Royce Ghost series, especially one of the later ones that have come out, the Series 2. Have you seen one of those?
I've not seen
quite
one
impressive,
yet. No, I've not seen one of them yet. There's also a Mark IV Astra that Ross Sharman shared on our Facebook. Shep raced one at, I think it's Stan Lake or somewhere, I can't tell by the background. So that's another suggestion as well. Any comments? Let's have a look. Any comments and suggestions? Nope, nothing yet. Which is a tad unfortunate, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, any other suggestions, or are we going to close it there for this topic?
I think we could go on for a long time if we carried on talking about the cars, so I think we'll call it at that.
Yeah, we'll call it there. I haven't got any other discussions. Anything else you want to bring up? Any big talking points in Banger Race we want to debate?
I've just thought of something, Matt. Going on from our discussion last week about tracks we'd have, if you was to bring 2 tracks back that have now closed down, what would they be and why?
What they be and
why?
Alongside
the 2.
I would say, first of all, Mildenhall. I think you've got to choose a Saturday and Sunday venue. Mildenhall because it's shale. It has a big driver fan base. You got decent vans, unlimiteds, pre-70, that kind of thing. You got an amazing fish and chip shop, as everyone knows. To me, it's always first in my head is Mildenhall Stadium for them reasons. Obviously, of the recent upgrades and improvements, it's a no-brainer, really. Then the second one I'd choose, not to be too greedy, would probably be between Aldershot or Stan Lake. Stan Lake because it's a family fun track, and when you get a decent field of bangers around it or vans, the action can be very good. And then Aldershot because it plays host to the home of Back to Basics, I feel, and it's a nice little venue. It's not too big, it's not a showy off track really. Aldershot, and I quite like it. So yeah, it'd be one of those two, but probably Aldershot or Dover because it's a nice little. It's a weird track. You can watch it from the pits. You can watch it from your car. You can watch it on the bend. It's a very underrated track, I feel, Dover. You've got the very narrow bends and straights as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of carnage there. I was thinking more of tracks that we could maybe bring back, not worrying about any of the buildings or the people, or whatever. Maybe bring back Crayford and maybe run that again. I think that would be pretty cool, Another track in the capital, bring back stock car racing to the capital, that'd be good.
I've not quite seen footage of that, but obviously Wimbledon, the recently deceased Wimbledon Stadium, that'd be on your wish list any day of the week. And the other ones that closed. Obviously, before we had Aldershot, we had Fleet Motor Club. I'd love to bring that back as a separate venue to the current Aldershot, because that was brilliant.
Yeah.
You had, obviously, Aldermaston, the dirt track, not the one that recently closed, but the original Aldermaston. Any other tracks, big tracks that have closed? Barrow was a big one, quite well, not huge I don't think, but it was a quite well respected track. Any other ones? I
think not so much big tracks, but 2 that obviously were near me, and obviously there's not so many left down in the south. One of them, if you remember it, was Lamb's Farm in New Addington.
Oh yes, I heard about
that. I went there once. That was a great little track, proper grassroots racing. That was
Isn't that the track where there was plenty of fighting going on? It wasn't quite well known for its friendly atmosphere.
Yeah, it was more like a boxing ring sometimes than it was actually watching racing. But when the racing actually happened, it was excellent. I mean, I went there a lot as a young teenager and really enjoyed it. Another one for me as well, I don't know if you two have visited it, was a track near Horsham called Rusper.
I've heard of that.
Anyone remember that?
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen any footage from that, but yeah.
Again, it was another one of those that you turned up in a pretty simple, easily built car. Again, it did have a reputation of turning into a boxing ring more than a racetrack, but I'm not saying I approve of fighting at racetracks, and bringing them to up probably hasn't helped my cause. But no, I'd like to see at least them 2 if they came back and obviously had a cleaner atmosphere. So there'd be 2 on my list.
What about the old Swaffham? Bring the old Swaffham with the post and rope.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's got to be on anyone's list. That has. I mean, oh my god, that was again. I was too young to sort of go to that, but see the footage from Impact videos in the old days was simply epic.
Yeah, it was good for following into that track.
Yeah, there's another track.
Definitely.
There's another track on my mind as well, but I can't think what it is. Oh no. So you put me on the spot here with this topic last minute. I can't think.
Yeah, sorry, I should have mentioned it earlier, shouldn't I?
You did, didn't you? You actually did mention it to me the other day, and I forgot to add it on my list. Yeah. Certainly for me, Mildenhall and Aldershot. But if we went back to bringing back the dead tracks, I'd say maybe Mildenhall and Swaffham and Wimbledon. That's my 3 tracks. What about you, Jordan? Then have you got a big list in your head, or?
To be fair, I've only gone for 2. I've just gone for Wimbledon and Crayford. To be honest, partly because Crayford, we've still got the stadium there, right next to the Sainsbury's. It's actually a dog track now, but I was thinking maybe if the dog track let you, maybe build a stock car track within that, because I think it's important nowadays to sort of build relationships with sharing stadiums with the Greyhounds and the Speedway as well, because with threats of more and more stadiums closing down nowadays, I think if you've got something else there, you've got more people going there and the track's making more money as well.
Yeah, certainly. There you go. Here's another discussion. Now, this is all out of this wasn't planned, by the way. How do you feel about figure of 8 banger racing? Do you think it's too dangerous, and do you agree with the decline of it, or do you reckon we should bring back more figure of 8 banger racing across the country?
No, I reckon we should bring back figure of 8 racing. I mean, I always thought that the modern cars were more strength in them, especially around the centre pillars, like the B pillars. So I can't understand why people won't favour figure of 8 racing when cars the more modern are stronger. And
I think another thing to consider is not national bangers, but keep it to back to basics. Because the back to basics, obviously people aren't going down there like 100 mile an hour over the 8 and taking each other out. They're sort of stopping. Yeah. We don't like. As a spectator, we like to see him crash on the middle, but they're sort of. Aldershot was a good example, wasn't it, Andy? It was quite entertaining, but not too heavy, I'd say.
No, I mean. There were some crashes in the centre area. Obviously, a lot of it was oohs and ahs of when they missed. And even if you look back on the old figure of 8s that used to be the World Finals at Wimbledon, I mean, a lot of the time, the greatest thrill of it was actually the near misses more than when they finally hit each other.
Yeah,
if I'm right in saying.
I mean, there's plenty of tracks that don't really they have a figure of 8 crossover, but don't have a figure of 8 meeting as such. I don't know if Kings Lynn still does a figure of 8 meeting. I might be wrong there. But they got
I don't think it does actually. No. They used to be really good. I think they run them with the 1500cc national bangers, didn't they?
Yeah,
or something like that. But yeah, they used to be quite good. From the videos I've seen.
Is, in a dream world of mine, I reckon we should get every banger track, redo them, do a figure of 8 crossover on every single one of them, and do one back to basic figure of 8 a year. And for the people who don't like the dashboard idea in back to basics, take away the dashboard but keep it. Back to basics.
Back to basic build, yeah.
That's what you should do. Just redo every track. Stan Lake, take the centre, redo the centre, do a figure of 8 at Stan Lake. That'd be brilliant. Be my dream. Figure of 8 at Mildenhall. Oh, imagine that.
We'll need to win the lottery first, I think, before we do any of that.
Yeah, I know. It'd be quite a lot of money involved if I win the Euro Millions, and obviously that'd be a strong investment of mine to change all the tracks in the country to include a figure of 8 at least once a year.
Yeah,
agreed, totally.
Agreed. Yeah.
Maybe even a big van figure of 8. Bring it back to the old Boxing Day meetings at Wimbledon. Bring that back.
Oh yeah, the old Aldershot days of figure of 8 van bangers. Yeah, definitely.
I've got the DVD of that still as well.
Yes, I'll buy in my collection, and I've enjoyed watching that on 2 occasions. So yeah, definitely agree to van figure of 8.
We're coming in then.